Gelato. Like this. Gelato. They know what time it is when they hear that. Gelato.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel if you can. Thanks for tuning in. If you're a content creator, stop allowing other YouTubers to dictate your page. And the reason why I'm saying this because we are finding other content creators are getting very upset when you don't follow them, letting other content creators know that that person was a follower of mine or they said this and said that. Stop allowing these people to dictate your page, okay? Not every content creator is messy. So people follow and choose to be around people who is like-minded like them. Me personally, if I find somebody who is allowing others to run their channel, I'm not fooling with it. And that's just me, okay? But anyway, we got to be so mindful of the different people that we allow in our circle. And the reason why we got to be mindful of people that we allow in our circle, not everybody is for us. Just because somebody call our name, just because somebody said they are here for us, doesn't mean they are for us. And I had to learn that the hard way. That's why I can't even count on one hand how many friends that I have. And I mean one hand. I can't even count on one hand how many friends I have. And I prefer to be friends with my family, you know, but it doesn't always work that way. So we got to be very mindful. We got to be mindful when we going into these supermarkets, these grocery stores. You got to be mindful who behind you in line. They had a guy. Him and his wife was going out that night, and they stopped to get some gas at a gas station. In the process of stopping getting the gas, the wife she said, well, babe, I pumped the gas to speed the process up. She said, babe, I pumped the gas. So the husband decided to go in and pay for the gas and I guess get them a little drink. While he was in line, y'all, this lady came in the store after him, way after him, came in line behind him. First, she was saying that I guess he cut in front of her, but the camera showed he never cut in front of her. He was actually in line. So she pulled out a knife, y'all. Now, his back was towards her. And she pulled a knife out and she was trying to cut his neck, but he catched the knife on time. Y'all, in between the man catching the knife, blood just gushing out because I guess when she was trying to cut his neck, he put his hands in the way to catch his throat. The police was called. In the process of police being called, now this man walking at the store with blood dripping, he trying to hold his neck. Don't y'all know the police grabbed this man because the lady came at the store crying. He attacked me. She ain't got no blood coming from her. He the one got the blood leaking, right? So while he was walking at the store, he was telling the police officer, like, she cut me, she cut me, she cut me. She cried victim, like he been an aggressor, and was telling the police that he attacked her when he didn't. This man was literally in line, you know, waiting to pay for his gas. The police roughed that man up, y'all. So the man trying to explain to them, like, look, she's the aggressor. She did this to me. She cut my neck. The way the lady was hollering, they really thought the man really harmed himself. That's not the case, y'all. So y'all be very careful when y'all, let me tell you something. I don't care how nice a person may seem. When you in line, let me show y'all how I stand when I'm in line. I don't play around when I go to these stores. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care if I go to a store where I always go to all the time. I do not play around when I'm in line. When I'm in line, you know, I stand like this. If somebody behind me, I stand like this because I got to watch the side of me and behind me. So I'm looking at right next to me like this. And I'm turning and I'm watching each side of me. I don't never sleep, okay? I don't sleep on people and say what a person won't do, okay? So you got to be very mindful and be woke when you go into these stores, because you are finding some of these people slitting your throat. I even see a child look like literally 7 years old. The mom, dad, child, all of them must be when they go see a movie. After they left the movies, on their way home, a lady was passing by. And this is so important that you watch your kids. You know how little kids be lingering in the back of you. This lady literally grabbed them kids, grabbed the child and started getting a knife, cutting on the child. Before they realized the lady had the child. Watch your kids, y'all. Stop leaving these kids outside to play by themselves, no supervision at all, running to and fro, being comfortable. And I see this type of stuff all the time. I used to see kids outside all time of night, y'all. 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old. Where your mom and where your daddy at? Why are you at this door playing? Why are you over here? And I got to take the kid home if I'm outside, because I don't feel comfortable leaving nobody's child outside, even if I don't deal with them. So now I got to find out, ask the kid where they stay so I can take them home. Monitor your kids. Y'all need to stop having these babies if y'all not going to sit and watch your child. Stop birthing at these kids for other people to take care of it, or putting your responsibility on somebody else. Get on birth control. The health department is free. You don't have to pay nothing if you go through the health department. But y'all so lazy, you don't want to sit down to get on no birth control because you think you're too good. Then go ahead and pay the $150 and get you some birth control. Now you with a guy who probably want to sleep with you. How about you let him, since he want to get the poo nanny, tell him to pay for the birth control. Unless he gonna be paying for child support or rocking the baby later. I'm pretty sure he gonna pay for that birth control for you. Some of y'all girls so lame. Y'all allowing these men just to sleep with y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but damn, make him pay for at least the birth control if he ain't want to rock no baby. I done told my daughter, I'm living my life. You listen, I told my daughter like this, look, leave them babies where they at. You got one, that's good. You have another one, you might as well leave work, take care of both of your children, put them through school, however the case may go, because I didn't left my kids with my mom. When I started having babies, I said, oh, it's time for me to raise my kids. And I told my mama right in her face, this is not your responsibility. I refuse to leave my kids with you. Only time my child will come to your house if you beg and want them to come and they're not staying the night. They're going to come and visit and they're coming back home. It's a proper way you do things. My mom had raised me. How I look allowing her to raise my child? No, I want my mom to be here as long as she can, because I understand as a young grown adult, anytime when you allow weight, stress to be on your parents, even though they're aging, it's only going to take them from here quicker than what they're supposed to go. And that's why I say I love my mom. I refuse to put that on my mom. I refuse. I won't even feel comfortable doing no mess like that. And you know, my mom said before she closed her eyes, she said, out of all my kids, she can say I was the more reliable, more responsible one. And I never leave my kids just with her just because she my mama. No, I'm not doing that. I love my mom. I don't want her to get sick, tired out, busted, and disgusted. No. But anyway, some of y'all ladies stop having these babies and leaving the responsibility on other people, because baby don't keep no man. And you can't have fun if you got a partner with all them chilling. Especially if you want to, if you young, you want to travel, you want to get up and wash your tail, get yourself together, and you could just go. But when you got kids, you can't just go. You can't just go. You got to take that child with you. That same child you asked for to keep that man, you got to take that same child with you. Now you feeling stressed out, depressed, how the kids may go. Daddy's stopping you from hunching. No, that ain't stopping you from hunching. You think you're trying to get on, some of y'all girls ain't even trying to get on birth control because you don't care. Then you want somebody to feel sorry for you because you didn't take a VK? I don't care. My children know. I don't care if that vacation mess. If you're not getting on birth control and doing what you got to do, I don't give a damn if you never go on vacation. You still hunching to make more. You don't need no break. You need to see how hard it is to have that right there. That's what you need. And I tell people, by all means, you can have all the kids you want if you sitting home taking care of them. You could birth them out, but I advise any woman not to do that. Don't do that. When you have kids, it's supposed to be the glorification of the Most High, teaching them godly customs. That's the God honest truth. You're not just supposed to be busting out kids. No. The Bible did say be fruitful and multiply. But when he was speaking of being married, making sure that you're multiplying the earth and you teaching your kids godly customs, not raising them to be thugs, gangsters, out there killing people. Not that, okay? Y'all, you just got to be mindful. Know that the times we live in now, we living in perilous times. Don't ever get comfortable that you think nothing is going to happen. Because that's when stuff happens, when you get too comfortable. You know how many gas stations that I've been in where I was refused help? I was just refused, didn't say anything. I'm from the South. We know how to, we very respectable people. We say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. How you doing? Bye, good morning. I'm from the South. So for me to go in the gas station and say good morning or good afternoon and can I get $30 in gas, and somebody actually hitting the counter, taking your money and pushing it back, I'm not serving you. This is the times we living in, y'all. And my patience is like this. I learned something. The best way you can hurt anybody is when you don't feed back what they want. Is when you ignore them. When you ignore somebody, that flame them even more. And that's why I don't understand some of y'all content creators come on this internet. When somebody speak and say something about you, and I can understand you're going to lash out because I'm like that, lashing back out. But when you find people who talk about you, sometimes people talk about you because they want a reaction out of you, right? They want to know that they have actually pissed you off. But if you sit and you ignore and don't pay it no attention and just let them talk, eventually what they're trying to do is going to die. It's going to wither away. It's going to be no use. It's not going to be no fun. A lot of these channels and stuff tend to be fun because it's another person reacting to what they're saying. But if you don't react on what being said, it's going to get boring to the people. Trust me. It's going to get boring. I sit back and I just been, watching stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. Or I probably say Abby Dane, something like that. But yeah, we just got to get it together. We need to stop trying to tell people how to run their platform, who to have on it, who not to have on it, then turn around and say, I'm not trying to tell nobody. Out of the same breath, contradicting what been said. I got a problem with that. I got a problem with it. So be mindful of your kids. That Uber driver, let me scratch that out. These companies that people call for transportation, you got to be very careful. And the reason why I'm saying that, my daughter had missed the bus one morning. Usually I take her to school and some days she just want to ride the bus. That's fine too. Well, she missed the bus this morning because she really wanted to ride the bus. At the time, my vehicle wasn't home. So she said, Mom, I'm going to have to call one of them service thing you can call, right? I said, fine and dandy. I said, in order for you to get in the vehicle, I'm going to have to take a picture of them, the ID and the tag and color of the car. Then you can get in. And I got a monitor where I can monitor her and see where she is at. Y'all, when the man pulled up, he was a foreigner. I could tell by his voice. He was a foreigner because I'm an ex-military dependent, right? So a lot of things they teach you in class, different things to look for. So that's how I understand foreigners from people from the U.S. I can, kind of pick them out, pinpoint them out. But anyway, the guy pulled up. I asked him, I said, well, is it okay if I take a picture of your ID, your face in the car? And he said, no. So I said, you not carrying my doggone child with you. And I slammed the door. I said, baby girl, you not getting in that car with that fool. That man is not even from here. Okay. So we shut the door and she said, Mom, there's another ping, another car is on its way. And I said, what? She said, yeah, normally when you deny a lift, they automatically send somebody else. So when that guy pulled up, I said, every day. I said, you got the same color car like the other man and tinted windows? He said, yes, I'm from Brazil. I said, really? I said, I'm going to tell you like this. I want my child to go straight to school. Can I get a copy of your ID, your face, the car, and your license plate? He said, yes, ma'am. I said, okay. Put her in the car. She made it to school within 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes, right? When she got home from school, I told her, you don't have to worry ever again getting in another one of them cars. You missed the bus or something happened in that nature, you just got to stay home. It's not happening. And the reason why I told her that, I said, don't you know they got some of these foreigners coming to the U.S., taking up these type jobs, actually sex trafficking women and little girls. And you know how they getting them? In between routes. In between going to school is another car meeting them on the highway. They're throwing you out this car into that car. And it never could be detected because they're making it seem like you coming at a stop or it's going slow on the highway. It's not showing they're making a different turn. It's just showing that you're on the highway in that car and you could be transferred just that quickly to another car out of the States within no time. So that's why I'm saying, y'all, it's so important. If you got brothers, go to sex traffic. They don't only just do women, they do men's too, okay? You got some fool out there that like men's. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against people who like men's, but what I'm trying to say, you got some people who are sick. They just sleep with anybody. Dog, cat, rat, buzzard, whatever. They just need it. They need it. It doesn't matter where they get it from. My grandmama always said, a nasty man would put a hole in the wall and stick his you-know-what right up in it. I said, what? My granny said, a nasty man would put a hole in the wall, a wall, sheetrock or wooden wall, it doesn't matter, all the splinters in it, the wooden wall, and he would put his thing in it if that's what he got to do to relieve himself. I said, that's a nasty thing. You hear me? And that's why my grandma told me that always stuck to me as a little girl. And I look at certain people sideways. That's why my daughter can't stay at any old body house. No, ma'am. And if I trust you and you betray me, that's the worst thing you can ever do is betray me. So we got to be mindful about your grandkids, your kids, even yourself. When you're going into these cars, you are taking a chance to never be seen again. You are taking a chance to be transferred out that car into another car en route. I heard some people even sitting around being comfortable don't even have no type of weapon in their home. None. You got a good people in your house and you ain't got one weapon if something pop off. Because people doors gonna be getting kicked in after a while. While you sleeping, you got some people out there that's plotting to kick your doors in. You gotta have your game locked constantly. So I'm not telling y'all this just to make y'all afraid. I'm telling y'all this because you need to be prepared. Some of y'all on here bragging about looking good, buying clothes. You better have your game locked and loaded. They had a young guy, y'all, went inside these people's house, these two older women house, y'all. And they must be taking care of their grandson in the edge of him. Don't y'all know this boy tortured them people for a couple of days in that house? He thought they was dead. That's why he left them. But come to find out, they still been living. All three of them. Matter of fact, all three of them made it because he thought he tortured them so bad that they would have been dead. The stab wounds, down to the stab wound. He did so much to them, and they thought he was a friend of the family. They look at this young man being like family, and he snapped just like that on these people. Especially them young teenagers these days. You can't allow these children to come up in your house. Not even use the bathroom. Piss up the door. These young children come in your house, they see whatever they see, they thinking in their mind, oh, we're going to get that. We're going to get that. Break off in your house with a gun, hear something that went bad. They ain't thinking about shooting nobody, but things can happen by a wink of an eye. By a snap of a finger, stuff can happen real fast. That's why you got to be so careful when your friends got friends, because they're nice. That doesn't mean they won't harm you. Some of y'all just be letting any old body in the house just because they're friends of the family. Listen to me. I love my family dearly. I love them dearly. Don't get me wrong. But I only allow certain ones in my house. And if you come to my house knocking on my door at 10 o'clock, I'm not opening it because I feel as though that's foolishness that time of night. You're not coming off in my house. And I'm not leaving my house for you neither. So you best to be in your house like Harmon Minds and keep it pushing. When you leave your house for people with foolishness, sometimes these are the people that doesn't make it back. So please, y'all, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I love y'all and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all so much. Good night.